What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out the video. Subscribe to the channel and we'll talk some boxing. I want to talk today about a potential matchup between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Eddie Hearn was quoted in an ESPN article here as saying, "That's the fight we want. We have a 3-fight plan: Robert Helenius, Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury. That's the ambition of the team." And Anthony Joshua is quoted here as saying that that would be a win for boxing. And he says, "Anytime's a good time to fight. It's only a fight. It don't matter who it is. It could have been Wilder 8 years ago or Wilder now. It is what it is at the end of the day. There's no worry to me when it is. I'm just happy that we can get the fight going, and I think people appreciate that. I'm doing my best to keep heavyweight boxing on the map." So, sounds to me he's down for the fight. Is Deontay Wilder down for the fight? I don't see any reason to believe he wouldn't be at this point. Now, the consensus that I've seen online is people saying Deontay Wilder knocks out Anthony Joshua. Easy, no problem. Okay. Now, I'm not so sure of that. If we look at Deontay Wilder's resume, I think everyone that Deontay Wilder has beaten would also be beaten by Anthony Joshua. Okay, I don't think there's a big debate about that. Now, can we say the same about Deontay Wilder beating everybody on Anthony Joshua's resume? Well, again, I'm not so sure of that. If we go back to Anthony Joshua's resume and we look at from Dillian White, we look at Vladimir Klitschko, Joseph Parker, Alexander Povetkin. He lost to Andy Ruiz, but then avenged the loss. Does Deontay Wilder go through all those fighters and remain victorious? I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a question of that. Deontay Wilder might even be favored against all those guys. And of course, he was scheduled to fight Alexander Povetkin, but then Alexander Povetkin tested positive for a banned substance, and the fight never happened. So I can't blame Wilder for that, but we don't know what would have happened in that fight. It's very interesting because people look at Deontay Wilder and most people would say, well, what's his best win? Is his best win against Luis Ortiz? What's Luis Ortiz's best win? His best win is against Bryant Jennings. So Wilder's best win is against the guy whose best win was against Bryant Jennings. Okay, well, that's a little underwhelming. So, in my opinion, Anthony Joshua clearly has the better resume. Now, Deontay Wilder is probably most famous for his fights against Tyson Fury, where he got the brakes beat off him. I mean, let's be real. Okay, he suffered 2 brutal knockouts at the hands of Tyson Fury, a guy who, going into those fights, was not considered a big puncher. Okay, he just wasn't. And he was a guy who at one time was dropped by a blown-up cruiserweight, Steve Cunningham. Okay. Now, we've only ever seen Anthony Joshua, and again, he took the loss to Andy Ruiz, and Andy Ruiz was a late replacement. Now, one thing a lot of people don't remember about that situation is, and this is going back to 2019 when Anthony Joshua was scheduled to fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller. And he was making his debut in America. And Jarrell Miller tested positive for several banned substances and was removed from the fight. At the time, there was a lot of speculation about who was going to replace Jarrell Miller. And one of the names that was brought up and supposedly an offer was made to was Luis Ortiz for $7 million. And at that time, Luis Ortiz's highest payday was against Deontay Wilder, and it was $500,000. And PBC did not allow Luis Ortiz to take that fight. Because at the time, if Luis Ortiz had taken the fight and lost to Anthony Joshua, then the biggest name on Deontay Wilder's resume would have been beaten by Anthony Joshua, a guy who everybody wanted to see him fight at that point. So they viewed Andy Ruiz as lower on the PBC totem pole and expendable. And he went over there and won anyways. So that could have been Luis Ortiz, but they didn't let him take the fight because they didn't want to risk him losing to Anthony Joshua. And Deontay Wilder was also, keep in mind, he was advised to turn down a $100 million offer from DAZN to fight Anthony Joshua. Now, what does this sound like? It sounds very similar to the situation with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, where for years, Errol Spence didn't fight Terrence Crawford, and when the fight was finally made, well, we saw what happened. Terrence Crawford beat the brakes off Errol Spence. Okay, now I'm not making an official prediction here between Wilder and Joshua. If the fight's made, at that time I'll make an official prediction. It might not be what you think, but I just wanted to point these things out because I'm just seeing everybody online saying, "Oh, Anthony Joshua doesn't have a chance against Deontay Wilder." But when you really look at both guys, who they fought, how they fought, I think it tells the tale of a very, very different story than what people are painting online. So let me know what you all think. I mean, do you think this fight's finally going to happen? How do you think it goes down? Do you agree with all these people online saying that Joshua doesn't have a chance, or do you think he does? So let me know what you all think. I'm definitely curious to hear what you all have to say. So let me know, and we'll see you on the next one.